Hey Casa de Garcia, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. My name is Christina and today I'm making some pinto beans inside of my Instapot. Then I have a bonus recipe for enfrijoladas. It's just so simple, so delicious. If this sounds like something you want to watch, go ahead and continue to watch, and here we go. So what I got right here is 16 ounces or 2 cups of beans. I got about a quarter piece of onion. I have about a teaspoon of salt. This is pink Himalayan salt. You could use whatever salt you want, or you could omit it and add it at the end. A tablespoon of minced garlic. And then I got about 4 pieces of the deli ham. I usually put bacon, but I didn't have any bacon, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of ham, and this just gives some extra flavor. And then of course my 8-quart Instapot Duo. And you could use whatever size you have. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clean our beans. So what I usually do is just pour them out on your clean counter, and then you're gonna just kind of fan them out. And then you're just gonna kind of go through them and just make sure that there's no little dirt pebbles. Sometimes the beans go bad. And so as I clean them, I'll go ahead and stick them back in my bowl, and then we will rinse them. So this one's really wrinkly and old, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that one out. Just want to give them a quick little go through. Now we got our beans, and we took out our bad ones, made sure that there was no little dirt rocks. So now what we're going to do is rinse them. Now we're going to put our pot, and then we're going to dump our beans in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put it to the max fill line. So I know you don't need this much water, but last time I made them, they came out really dry and not enough water. So I'm just going to add extra water. Okay, that's about good. That's the max fill line. Now we got the beans in there. So now I'm going to start adding the ingredients. So this is the 1 teaspoon of salt. This is the quarter piece of onion. The tablespoon of garlic. And then this is the honey ham. Okay. Now you can add more, take away, add different seasonings. If I would have had some jalapeno, I would have added a little piece of jalapeno as well. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that our vent valve, we're gonna put it on sealing. And I'll double check it before I start it. But venting, so that's when you're letting the steam out, and then that's sealing, and then the button will be down. So, did you hear that? So you're gonna hear that little beeping. And then when it's locked, you hear it again. So it's closed up, it's on sealing. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the bean setting. So I'm gonna click bean, and then it's saying 40 minutes, and I have it on more and high pressure, and I'm good with that. I'm just gonna do it 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna let it self-release for about 15-20 minutes, and it'll start counting down once it's got the pressure. So this should not take more than an hour total. And then once I'm done with the beans, I'm gonna refry them, and I'm gonna make enfrijoladas. And then we're also making some pollo marinado. I'm gonna make some guacamole. And I'm going to go ahead and shred my queso and then cut up some onion for the enfrijoladas. So the first thing I like to do is I like to go ahead and put all my avocado in there. And so I'm gonna just cut it up. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze that in there. Just quick and easy. We're just gonna smash it up anyways, and it gets it pretty much all out. So you could either do it this way, you could spoon it out, you could dice it up, whatever you want to, but I'm all about just saving time. And I mean, we're, like I said, we're just gonna smash it up anyways, and this is a pretty effective method. We love guac, so I'm gonna make a lot. We have about 2, 4, 6, we have 7 pretty decent sized avocados. So this is pretty full, but this is going to smash down some, so that's okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my smasher. Now that we've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and start squeezing in some of my lemon and salt. I don't like to keep stirring it and you know, have it be really mushy when the other vegetables are in there. I'm gonna start out with 5 limes, and they're not really big, but I'm gonna just start out with 5 limes, a dash of salt, and then I'll start adding the other vegetables. Before I squeeze out my lemons, I like to press and roll on them, and it kind of just gets them juicy. And see how much it absorbs. When I make tacos or carne, I like to have my guac sour because I love lemon, so I always squirt a lot of lemon. But when I make this, I don't need to squirt lemon. I just put this, which is delicious. So yeah, it absorbed it pretty good, so I'll finish putting them. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt right now. Perfection already. And I still gotta add the veggies. Okay, when I cut my onions and stuff, I don't like to make them super big and chunky. I don't like eating like big chunks of stuff. When I have like ceviche or this, I like to be able to taste everything, like a nice flow. Like you want to marry everything just like nicely, you know? So this is how I chop my onion. So I just basically make the little circles like that, and then because it already has the curve, I simply just go cut with the curve, and then you're gonna have perfect little squares. Go ahead and add that, and that was, I don't know, about another, gonna say about a quarter of an onion. I like to add like the harder stuff, mix it, and see the consistency. See if I want to add more, if I think it's okay. Because you definitely want to taste it, but you don't want to just taste that, if that makes sense. So I'm going to just add the rest of this little piece. Because why not? It's not a lot. And since I make the pieces small, it tastes perfect. Add that. Okay. Got my tomato and my cilantro washed. So now, just gonna cut it up. So yeah, all this stuff you just want to have a little accent. But honestly, my biggest thing is the avocados and the lemon. Lime or lemon. So the cilantro, you want to kind of bunch it together carefully. Do little slits, or you know, just chopping it, moving your fingers, and always keep your fingers curved like that instead of like that. You can cut your finger off or make a nice cut. So you always want to like grab stuff that you're cutting at a curve, so that way when you're cutting it goes, you know, with that. But if you went like that, so yeah, that's a good cooking tip when you're cutting stuff. I would have had some jalapeno. I would have definitely added a little piece, not a lot, because I don't like to make things too spicy because of my kids. But I would have definitely added, you know, a little bit, just for a little bit of a punch, but not a whole lot, you know. Now we're gonna go ahead and just mix and marry all of this together. And when everything is in here, I will go ahead and give it a little taste and see if I need to add a little bit more lemon and salt. But I think I added I think it was perfect. But we shall see at the end. This tastes perfect. Okay, got the guac done. So now I'm gonna get the cheese ready. This is Queso Fresco, and I got it at El Torito, a local taqueria. And you could use a grater if you want to, but this is super soft, and you just like, by rubbing it a little bit together like that through your fingers, it crumbles apart super easy. So yeah, so basically I just want to crumble all the cheese, because this will be a topping for our enfrijoladas. And you guys, this cheese is so delicious. It's actually fresh, so it's like freshly made. Got that one all crumbled up. And then I got Crema Mexicana. Again, it is fresh and I don't gotta do nothing for that because it's so yummy. And you could even use regular sour cream, but this is just delicious. So now I'm just gonna cut up a little bit of onion for the top of the enfrijoladas. Got our guac, got our cheese, our queso fresco, we got our sour cream, and we got our onion. So now I'm just waiting for the beans to finish. They were done a little bit ago. Well, gosh, I don't know how long ago, but I've just been letting them sit in its steam for a while because I wasn't ready to make dinner. But I think it just has maybe a little bit of steam left in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it. Yeah, so normally the pressure would be way harder and louder, but just a little bit in there left. So we'll just get out the rest of the steam and then we'll open it up. I can smell them now. Looks like all the air is out of that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. Here we go. Moment of truth. Yep, they look pretty done to me. Actually, yep. They look perfect. So it is pretty liquidy, but I probably didn't need as much water. But last time I attempted these, I didn't put enough water and I put too many beans. Yeah, they basically burnt. So it's got a lot of water, but that is totally fine. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my blender and start blending these to go ahead and refry them. So I'm gonna go ahead and warm up some oil with a little bit of onion and a little bit of red pepper. I would really like to use regular manteca, but I'm gonna go ahead and use some liquid manteca. So I'm gonna start sauteing some onion, and it's okay to keep them big. And then I'm also gonna put in a few of the chile de arbor. Let that saute with the oil. Basically, you just kind of want to toast them. And then when you're done, you could either take them out or you could just leave them in there. But yeah, so while those are toasting up, I'm going to add all my beans into the blender so I could liquefy them. Then I'll add some of the liquid, but I don't want to add too much because of the steam. If more liquid is needed, I will add after it's blended. When I blend it is also the time when I would want to add, like if it needs more salt or any garlic or anything that you want to add to your beans. Okay, I think I got almost all the beans, and that yielded about a little over 5 cups. I am going to add a little bit of salt just because I know it needed more salt, but I didn't want to over salt it in the beginning. And everything else should be fine, but we will try it here in a second. Turned it down just a tad bit while I did my beans, because I didn't want to burn it, but you could leave the peppers if you would like, but I'm going to take them out just because I don't want it to be too hot for the kids. And it won't be too hot anyways. And I should have really took out the seeds. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pour my beans in. What you want to do is you want to refry the beans. So they're going to cook with the oil, gosh, for maybe like 10-ish minutes. You're going to cook it on medium low. So right here it's a little bit boiling, so I went ahead and turned it down, and it will thicken up. So if you need to add more water, because you do want it to be a watery consistency, like you want it more watery than you do thick. And so yeah, here it thickened up. I did add more broth, the bean broth. I didn't put it in the vlog, but I did add more because it was thickening up, and so I went ahead and added more, and then this was the final product. So Daddy is cooking up the marinated foil. And so I'm going to go ahead and start frying up the tortillas for the enfrijoladas. You're going to pour some grease into a pan, let it heat up. Once it's ready, you're going to start dropping in your tortillas, and you just want to get them to a soft consistency. You don't need them hard like tostadas or anything. You just want to soften them up. I like to just do them as I make them. So I'm going to fry up 4 because I'm making Daddy's plate first. Make his enfrijoladas, and then I will fry up as I make them. Once you're done frying them, you're going to dip them in the beans, and then you're going to kind of roll them kind of like a enchilada. So you're going to just like fold it in thirds or fold it in half. And then once they're all done, we're going to go ahead and put the toppings. And I apologize for my color. My camera lighting was really off. You're going to pour more beans over it. And then of course you can stuff them as well, but I'm just topping them. Add any toppings you want. This is what I'm adding. So I'm going to go ahead and add some queso fresco, some onion. If I would have had purple onion, those would have been so bomb just because they're a little stronger. But I'm adding some white onion. And then I forgot to show you that I cut up lettuce, but that's definitely something we wanted. So I added some lettuce. And then of course some crema. And you could use the Mexican or regular American crema of your choice. So I added a little bit more cheese because we love cheese. And then the salsa of your choice. Right here we didn't have salsa. I didn't have time to make any. So good old tapatio saves the day. And here they are. Oh my god, you guys, they were so delicious. The last time I made them, they were so thick, so they didn't come out as good, but yes, so good. And now, time to plate Daddy's plate and put some marinated pollo, added some guac, and yummy, look at that. Literally so good. They were such a hit. Me and hubby loved them. The kids enjoyed them as well, the ones that had some, but they're so picky. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed making these. If you try them, let me know. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And don't forget to show some love in the comments and a like. All right, guys, have an amazing rest of your day.